Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer. Here's another video where I want to spend a few minutes helping you decode big words and also give you some spelling tips to carry around up here and use when you need. I've got two words I want to look at today, so let's get ready to read. I'm about to show you a word and I want you to read it right out loud to whoever you're there with. What is this word? All right, how about this word? Two words are really similar. Did I get you? The top word is renaming and the bottom word is remaining. Right? I'm going to illustrate for you the difference between these words and talk about the root words of each in a moment. But first, I want to talk about the fable, The Tortoise and the Hare. The moral of that fable, as you know, is slow and steady wins the race, which is great advice if you're in a race. You're actually in a lot more races than you think. So slow and steady is really good advice for all sorts of places in your life, all kinds of aspects of life. And one of them is when you're decoding big words, like renaming is actually a pretty big word. It's a 3-syllable word. So we learned that lesson from the tortoise, who would come along to a word like renaming and take it slow and steady and hopefully say renaming. The hare, however, wants to get to that finish line as quickly as possible. And the hare is a very impatient reader and might zip through this word and make a mistake. Right? So before we compare the two words today, which reader are you, the tortoise or the hare? Right? Do you want to get to the end as fast as possible? Or you want to be responsible and take your time? Be the tortoise. That's my advice. So let's look at the syllables of these two words first. Renaming. It was a 3-syllable word, like I said. The stress on the middle syllable, name. Now it looks like nam. We're going to look at that in a moment. Why is that a long A sound? But it does say name. Remaining is also a 3-syllable word, and the stress on the middle syllable, name. Okay, so they're similar in that aspect. What's the confusion? How might you confuse renaming with remaining? Right? Look down below that middle syllable, main. See the M, long A sound, AI makes that long A sound, and an N. How would you confuse it? Well, renaming's got the RE beginning. It has an M after the long A and the N before. So there's a letter reordering of the letters, N and M, right? So pay attention to that in just a moment. Name doesn't look like name, but it does. Both words have an ing ending. So how would you confuse renaming with remaining? Well, let's ask the hare. Hare, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. Yoink. It's very easy for young readers to reverse letters like here, the M and the N. Or the N, is it N and M or M and N? Well, either way, you can reverse those letters, especially in the middle or towards the end of a long word like renaming. So that's an illustration of how you may have confused the two of those. Now let's look at the root words, starting with renaming. As you could probably guess, renaming comes from the word name. Right? We all know what name is, but name's got another meaning. It's a verb too. It means to give a name to someone, or something like my guinea pig, Pillows. Hi, Pillows, you little fuzzy. So here's Pillows. I gave Pillows the name Pillows, which is a pretty cute name for a guinea pig. If I put the prefix re in front of name, I've got a new word, rename, and that means to give a name again. And what if I thought Pillows might be a little too cute? And I wanted something bolder for my guinea pig. How about changing Pillows into Pilos, conqueror of carrots? Pilos. There, I've renamed Pillows Pilos. You like it? You like it? I like Pilos. I've actually done that, believe it or not. So from the word rename, take a look at the silent E at the end of rename. This is where that long A comes from. The silent E is making that long A in name. But if you drop the silent E and add ing, you still keep that long A sound. So that's why it looks like name, but it's pronounced name. Renaming. Right? Drop E, add ing. That's a rule you need to remember for spelling. And that's the story of renaming. Now, remaining, the root of that is an old Latin word, remanere. Remanere in Latin means to stay behind. And you can think of pilos or any pets that you leave behind when you leave the house. They always seem to stay behind, right? Remanere. So that over time became the French word remain, remain. And we all know what remain means. And that's where we get it in English. Remain comes from this French spelling of remain. And it means a couple of things: to continue to exist. How many of you, excuse me, how many of you eat your sandwiches like this? I mean, come on. What are you afraid of the crust? You know, crust is bread. Anyway, if you eat your sandwiches like this, the crust remains, but you eat the middle of the sandwich, right? And remain also means to stay in place, like we talked about, rimanere. If you've ever been given the direction to please remain seated, for example. And remain calm is another one. Stay calm, stay in place, remain in place. So at an ing, you've got the action word, the verb remaining, right? And that's the story of remain. All right. I'm going to wrap up this video here with a fluency passage I wrote to practice some of these patterns we just went over. I want you to get ready to read this fluency passage by getting ready to click pause to give yourself plenty of time. I want you to be the tortoise. This is a race, but I want you to take this slow and steady, read it out loud, start to finish after hitting pause. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, read. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Fluency Awesomeizer. You can find lots more videos just like this one where I try to help young readers in 2nd through 6th grade, beyond 6th grade even, and even before 2nd grade if they're ready for the challenge. But I try to help them decode big words and pass on lots of spelling tips, maybe a history lesson now and then. Mom or Dad can follow me on Facebook at the Fluency Awesomeizer, where in my photos, I have over 200 fluency passages just like these and the one you just read to keep you real busy and awesomize your fluency. All right, thanks for watching. Come back and see me here at the Fluency Awesomeizer real soon. Bye.